call vote, please.
Trustee Bowles? Trustee Brown? Here. Trustee Burgess?
Here.
Trustee Young?
Here.
I am here. Everybody have a chance to look at the minutes of the scheduled meeting of January 18th. Anybody see any corrections or, oh, we haven't done that? No. Oh, you know what? It's not on there. That's why I'm like,
Okay, well, we have to follow.
she forgot to put that on there. We will do that. Let's stand for the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, thank you, Maurice, because I didn't realize it's not on my sheet.
I was looking for my agenda. I didn't see it. I see you got an agenda? You got one?
There might be an extra one here. You know what? I have a couple extras here. In fact, actually, I should have put them out on the stand, and I didn't do that. Here. And then let me get these out. Oh, I don't guess it was only. And these need to go up there on the podium there, where you have the Monee baseball, theirs. I'll get them back down. Okay. Now, we're looking at the minutes, and anybody find any corrections or revisions?
Yeah, I saw mine there.
Okay.
It's in the back. Yeah, it's got page 4 or 5. Under section 15.
13, board calendar.
Yeah, Trustee Bowles thanked the township for a letter to her mother. Trustee Bowles' mother celebrated her 100th birthday. Birthday's missing.
Well, it just kind of flows. It just kind of
Celebrated her 100th, didn't we?
100th?
Because I talked about...
Centennial. Would you?
Yeah, but there's nothing mentioned in there about birthday.
Right, let's put a birthday in there, Bobby, after the 100th
Celebrate
birthday.
100 jokes.
Yeah.
Apples, oranges.
100. 100, you know.
Birthday.
Birthday.
Right. Okay, anything else?
I did kind of feel a little slighted there. I think it's supposed to be you and I there. Yeah. Some people's names are mentioned in full in this entire.
I knew he was going to say
just listen.
I knew he was going to say
we just Dale and
talk about page 105.
Where are you looking at?
And the board members in attendance.
Yeah. Some people get all the privilege.
Page 105.
Here we go. Oh, I see. You just see Trustee Brown, Trustee Burgess instead of, yes. Yeah,
And then it kind of flows at the end, right there. Like, okay.
I guess you need to put full names in, Bobby.
Thank you very much, sir.
Terry Bowles, Trustee Maurice Brown, Trustee Debbie. And then James and Clerk. Okay.
See, Dad was going to say something, but she said,
Okay.
no, I'll let you do the talking.
And for anything else?
That's it.
All right, then is there a motion to approve the minutes as corrected?
So,
Mr. Maurice? Second. Seconded by. All right, any others? Nothing, then roll call roll, please.
Trustee Bowles? Trustee Brown?
yes.
Trustee Burgess?
Yes.
Trustee Young?
Yes.
Supervisor Devon?
Yes. Next is public comments, and if you'd like to wait until we get down to the agenda items for the Monee Sports League, that would be good, okay? All right, let's go into supervisor's report. There is the general assistance report. We had 9 intakes, 4 applications, 0 flat grants, 0 other aid, 6 pantries, 6 denied, 3 pending, 1 terminated. We have 7 on general assistance. We spent a total amount for general assistance of $1,715. and $426.25 for emergency assistance, for a total of EA and GA of $2,141.25. Our senior committees, we just had a Valentine's Day party here yesterday and had probably around 80, 85 seniors. And we had a very good time. They always bring an entertainer and he's always singing with the oldies that we just kind of sing around with. And we had some people up dancing, and actually a lot of us were dancing kind of in memory of Dolores. Dolores was one of the ladies at Thornton House that would come over on the bus all the time, and she was always the one that came to every party. And she always got up and danced, and she would always win the costume parties, and she would wear antlers, and she passed over the holidays. So we just, so one of the ladies was standing there saying, "No, I'm dancing in honor of Dolores." So that's going to be kind of all good. But then coming up April 6th is going to be their Goodbye Winter, Hello Spring party, and that's also going to be here at the township from 11 to 2 p.m. And it is free to Monee Township seniors 65 years of age or over. And that usually is a free lunch, free entertainment, and then anybody that wants to stays and plays rounding game and bingo. So that's what we have for our seniors. We have a holiday report that was in your packet. And Thanksgiving, we gave out food baskets to 73 families. And at Christmas, we gave out 96 food baskets and toys. For every, and the food baskets at Christmas are given, per the size of the family. We do that at Thanksgiving too, but we even give more at Christmas. And so, like when a family of 10, I think we had like 6 boxes and a couple bags, and they had their glucose food and toiletries and things. And then every child up to 12 years of age gets 5 presents, and then every 13 and up, they receive 1 present. That's adults and seniors, and we do try to wrap the adults and the seniors because that's sometimes the only present they get. So, but anyway, there's a long list of volunteers, and we'll probably try to put those in our newsletter. People that donated, people that helped, and that allowed us to do Christmas. Shirley and I and Shirley's grandson seemed to do the majority of it, as Willa was out. So, but we got it done, and it all worked very well, and everybody was very happy. So
it looked like Bingo gave a pretty good job.
they do. A lot of the companies do. They really are very helpful. A lot of them do food collections, and our guys. David and his crew, they go pick up the collections from the different foods and from different schools and businesses and things like that. And so yeah, it was very nice. Shirley kept us organized. I also would like just to take a very small moment here for us to just bow our heads in respect for the shooting again in our Florida schools. That's, it's so sad this keeps going. So if we could just take have a little silent prayer.
And I saw the commander.
And our commander in Chicago, yes, thank you. So just a slight moment here, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, clerk's report.
Okay, March 20th, the primary, general primary comes up, so make sure you get out the vote. Actually,
Did we figure out who's had early voting yet?
it's on the website, the Village of Monee, the Township of Creek, the Village of Monee, and all the municipalities as well.
But the Village of Monee is only letting people that live
That's
in
what
Monee.
that's what the clerk's website said.
Right. Yep,
So
the
I don't know.
website said.
Based on the information that I received.
So there really is, so Village of Monee you could vote, but if you're living in UP, you really need to either have a ballot sent to your house and do early voting, just scaring the heck out of me. Or, you know, if you want to vote early, you have to go to Joliet or have a ballot sent to your house.
Governor State is not, I didn't see Governor State on the website.
No, but I didn't see it either. I haven't called, but I was just going to base it with.
Yeah, I looked at the website. What I did, me and my wife, is we ordered our ballot by mail. Yeah, so.
And that's what you're gonna have to do unless you live in Monee.
Okay, I also submitted to the list of the statement of economic interest. So February 1st was actually the deadline, so I don't know if you received any emails or letters, but you probably be receiving a letter indicating that you're going to have to do it online. So they basically that we received a letter here at the township indicating that I would have to submit the list, and so you would have to give them like an email address and you'll log in. So
let's go back for clarity's sake. February 1st, was that the deadline for us?
that was the deadline for me submitting a list.
It's like 15 hours.
We have-
That's like,
That was my deadline.
I'm gonna get my bill to die. That's all I was putting those.
No, I think that,
Well, May
we have
1st
till
is
May
on there.
1st.
May 1st is
Right,
May
May
1st.
1st.
Okay.
And don't miss it, because I tell you what, they will fine you, because I missed it one year. I didn't get a big fine, but I
You should get a letter
$15.
You should get a letter, and basically what they did with
And if you
the
forget
township,
that-
they sent me a letter, and it actually gave me a way to log in. They gave me like a login, and I could change it, change it on, so I could log in there and see if, yeah. And so it would list, yeah.
God
You
forbid.
should be receiving a letter.
I also, God forbid, we're not gonna be illiterate this day and age, isn't it? We wouldn't be able to do anything, so. Anything else, Bobby?
I think that's basically what I had. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. The highway commissioner is not here, but I can tell you that we're very busy with all the snow and everything, and, they seem to be out on weekends and working really hard. And so they've been doing, I think, a yeoman's job keeping everything done. Assessor is not here. Attorney is had a broken leg, I think that's what he said, but whatever it is, he's still recuperating and hopefully be back next month. No plan commission, let's go into the new business. Will Ride. Will Ride, Wendy sent over the November report, but I looked at it and I wasn't quite certain. Couldn't make really heads or tails of it, so she must have been out of the office this week, because I, emailed and called and said, tell me what I'm seeing, because I'm not, I think that this is what we owe, but where it should have said Monee Township, it said Frankfurt, or Crete, and I'm like, no. I want a corrected report, because I'm sure my trustees will not vote on this if it doesn't have our name correctly on it. So I figured that we'll just be voting on November and December at our March meeting. So I just couldn't bring it. We have some line item transfers. There were a couple that I put on your table. There was one that you had two on the table. It was Sandra Hurd and David Deutsch's, and the town was in your packet. The general town fund, we want to transfer from contingencies, $51.95, $1,100 to $52.05, which is equipment maintenance. Is there a motion to do so? So moved. Moved by Debbie. A second?
Second.
James? Any discussion?
Which one? Did you say this one for the assessor, special one?
This, under the assessor and David's all put together, so you have two.
No,
And the one I just read was in your packet.
I had a C one in the package. That was yours.
That was mine, is in the packet. The other two-
That's the one we're doing now.
Right. Fine about it?
Did you mention?
Okay. Moved by Debbie, seconded by James. Roll call vote.
Okay, trustee Brown,
Yes.
trustee Burgess,
Yes.
trustee Young,
Yes.
supervisor Evans.
Yes. Okay, for the assessor's office, we have from contingencies, line item 5195, $800 to go to 5046, professional fees, network consultant. And the second item is from 5220, computer equipment purchase, $700, moving also to 5046, professional fees, network consultant. Is there a motion to do so?
Did she say what this was for?
She is paying one of her people as a contractor to work with the network on that. So yes,
Computer network?
yeah, with the it has to do with the computer networking and doing things that need to be done for her office with the computers and work with Joliet. So, but she does have one person now that she hired for that. Is there a motion to make the change?
So moved.
Debbie, second.
Second.
Maurice, any discussion? You'll see, as we discussed later on in the budget, that she has added a large amount to her, that particular line item in the proposed budget. All right, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Brown,
Yes.
trustee Burgess,
Yes.
trustee Young,
Yes.
supervisor Evans.
Yes. The next item is David's from the road district, and it's from 5195 contingencies, $1,500 to 5030, which is health insurance. It's not overdrawn as the moment, but by the time we pay March, it will be. So I was having to be proactive and do a transfer now, and it will be in his budget, upping the insurance line so that, apparently that didn't happen with last year when we didn't get the correct insurance in there. So anyway, is there a motion to approve the transfer?
So,
James?
Second.
Debbie? Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Brown,
Yes.
trustee Burgess,
Yes.
trustee Young,
yes.
supervisor Evans.
Yes. The next is just our budget workshop, and this is for our proposed budgets for the coming year, and there's a couple changes that will still be made as we get information from the clerk's office as to what our actual extension we will get in taxes. Right now, it's still a guessing game. I mean, we levied for 8.5% and did a black box levy on it, but that was all going to, the amount changes based on how much actually they're going to, the county says that, was the final total, and then it'd be like 8.5% of that or something. So it's, we're still fluid in the money coming in. That I did make a difference. What I did is Sandra and I met and we went over her budget, and we agreed to agree after a few changes. And I originally told her that we're probably going to get about 8% extra this year, but that I only wanted 4% to us to go increasing in our budget. Well, she came in with almost a 5% budget, so I said, no, we got to whittle that down. And so I agreed to split the difference with her so that she did the 4.5% approximately in her budget. And I kept everything in my budget to about 4.5% too, with the exception of I added $20,000 to the building improvements for the windows. And I did not count that as part of my extra 4.5% because that was for a special project. So other than that, other than going up in insurance, and I also went up in the salary line item because Shirley is working more hours, and I'm not certain how in the foreseeable future how that would be. Depends on how fast Willa gets back, and I also, even if she does get back, I also want to have Shirley to come in maybe a day or two a week to kind of alleviate Willa so she can get some things done and not be completely stressed. I don't want to overstress her. She doesn't need that with coming back But basically, I'm trying to think, is there any other major changes I made? Sandra's line item that went up is the professional fees network consultant, because she added, she's proposing the $15,500 that line item, and that's the line item that she will be paying her employee from.
This is the computer person.
That's, yeah, the person that's working on those accounts that she has to do. Well, I think what it does is she's doing appeals on the computer is what it amounts to, and that's where she's taking that from.
Okay, is this person an employee or a contractor?
She is being paid as a contractor. She did not want, I mean, that's how they requested it, that's how Sandra requested it.
As a contractor?
Right, as long as we give her a 99 form, whatever it is, 299 or 499, I don't know what, some 99 form at the end of the year. It won't be a W-2, it will be a 299, I guess.
1099.
10, but that's it, I was like, I can't think what it is.
Does Sandra hire her own contractors without the board approval?
She can hire anything she wants to once we pass her budget.
Is this a new one, somebody new that she hired?
No,
Or is
Brenda's
this-
been there for,
Brenda.
in the last year or so, but she's just put her in a different position and done that, so.
I noticed that she went up in her salaries.
She went up a lot in salaries because what's also happening is like when I called her the other day to set up the meeting for the budgeting, she said, oh, well, we're gonna be working late today because we have to work on appeals. And I'm like, appeals? I thought most of your appeals were done in, October, November, December. And she said, well, but they now have something new that's been, well, they've been going on for a long time, but now they're getting more and more what you call state appeals. And the state appeals are where a business comes in and they can just bypass the county, and they don't like what the county's doing with them. They'll just go and file a state appeal, and they don't file any documentation at all with those appeals. And so then it comes back to the township, and then Sandra and her people now have to get all the documentation together. So it's a lot more time-consuming and taking longer. So she is planning on adding some, especially in peak time, she's now planning on adding, of course, adding for the more hours that they're going to be working, but then also she's going to bring in some temporary help in different times when they're really stressed. And so she was adding for that.
So I have to consult if it's only a certain period of time. If it's only
The appeals, though, I mean, the appeal things really go on, as she said, the state thing goes on all year round. And I don't know, I wish she was here, I don't know, that's her job, I don't know my job.
Maybe she needs to be here.
Well, yeah.
I'm just trying to understand the process. We approve Sandra's budget. She hires whoever she wants,
That's right.
whoever she feels she needs to do
Right.
whatever work. But we did hire, where did the cleaning firm come?
Cleaning is because that is a contractual service. That's the difference than an employee that's being paid as a contractor.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. You can't have it both. You can't have an employee being paid as a contractor.
We've done it here, like sometimes when we bring in Christmas help and that, and we, for somebody that they, for like a young person that will, pay them without taking out any taxes, and, then they're usually filing on their parents and their things.
I would like to talk to Joe about that. I really would.
But actually, I think that you need to find out from Sandra more. So hopefully, next meeting, we'll ask her if she can come and you can talk to her about her budget.
Yeah, she needs to be
So if you pay $600 to an employee, you have to start taking.
Well, unless they are, as you said, if they are contractual.
That's what I said, you can't mix both.
Yeah, but we don't, as I said, this is, once we, get that straight in our mind. But anyway, we'll see if you can run from there. Anybody have any questions on anything else? Because I don't know anything, how she's doing her budget. We've got general assistance,
there is one other thing. I'll wait till she gets here before I ask.
yeah, Cassandra's budget, please. I just explained it. And road and bridge and community, it's pretty self-explanatory. And that, then next time I'll ask both David and Sandra to be here so that they can ask questions. Answer questions on that. And then we'll also have it up to date as of
Some answers.
middle of March.
Clarification.
Okay.
Final product.
All right. Now we have to set the budget hearing for April 19th, 2018 from 7 to 7:15. Is there a motion to do so?
If they say 27,
April 19th from 7 to 7:15
Oh.
is our budget hearing.
And what
When you
year
said-
did you say? You did say it. Did you say 2018? Did you say it here?
2018, yeah.
that's the same night as our board meeting?
Yes, it's the same night as a board meeting, we just do it at the first 15 minutes. That's how we've done it forever.
So they really can't miss that March meeting.
No, they need to be at the March meeting. And I'll tell them. Is there a motion to set the budget hearing for April 19, 2018, 7 to 7:15 p.m.?
So,
Second.
James, second by Debbie. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Burgess?
Yes.
Trustee Young?
yes.
Supervisor Damron?
Yes. By 3/26, we will have, as much as we can, the budget, tentative budget is in the final order, and then we will have that posted in here. And by 3/26, Bobby has to have posted in 3 different places within the township the notice of the budget hearing, and then also have it posted by that time within the newsletter. So you might think about doing a notice of the budget hearing in a newspaper, maybe like that first or second week in March, so we don't miss our deadline. All right, finally, we are at the Monee Sports League Social Service Agreement. And we have a request from the Monee Sports League for some help. And we have funded them the last couple of years, and been happy to do so. And so I am actually going to suggest that we've always given $500, but lately, this year, we've given 2 other groups, small groups, $1,500 each. And I think that in fairness, that we should give the Monee Sports League $1,500. And I'm hoping that that will buy us some of this stuff, or all of this stuff that you say that's on here, which would be, because your World Series is all of the above, so at least get everything that, which is, you know, you're on Facebook or on email, you're a proud sponsor, you have a business name on the concession stand.
Free hot dog.
And we get, and I hope we're not too late for the uniform name.
No,
Good,
I did.
good. And then the flag, so we have all that, right?
Field sponsor.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. And so we would be good for everything. In fact, we would be not just World Series, we'd be the Grand World Series.
Can we add in a copy of your game schedule?
Yes, we can do that, yeah.
Won't happen until March, but.
Can we put on the first page?
It's real.
We will do an opening ceremony, but not necessarily, we did it like the night before,
Yeah.
but we might be able to do something.
Well, we'll be sure to let Maurice know, so Maurice can be there and wear his Monee Township shirt.
Jimmy Pop usually throws out the first pitch, but I mean, the second game.
It take 3 of his pitches to make it to home.
He does the whole thing, I'm fine with that.
So,
Okay, is there a motion to do a social service agreement for $1,500 with the Monee Sports League?
So,
Moved by James.
Second.
Second.
Third.
Debbie. Third by Maurice. All right, roll call.
Who's that?
it was a tie, but when this.
You can give it to him. That'd be nice.
For 1,500?
$1,500.
Yeah.
I was there.
Roll call?
Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Trustee Maurice Brown?
Thank you, sir.
Trustee David Burgess?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yeah, President.
Yes, James.
Yes.
Supervisor Damron?
Supervisor Donovan. Yes. We're just giving you a hard time, Bobby. We will get together a social service agreement that will get sent to you. Willis had a death in the family. I'm not certain if she doesn't get it done, it might not be in for another week. And then when we'll get that, once you sign it, then, like we did last year, send it back, and then we'll get the check.
Awesome.
Now, you know what I do? I believe last year, I thought I had committed to some additional funds, but I don't know if I got in contact with you guys, or you didn't get in contact with me, whatever. But I'm reaching out that if you need some little odds in the end, or if I can treat the kids to some ice cream for a couple, just get in contact with me.
Okay.
And if you need some baseballs, or gloves, or whatever, okay?
Okay.
So you should be all set.
We should be all set.
Yeah, so I'm extending my arms.
I appreciate it.
Just let him throw an 8-pitch there.
8-pitch.
Eight
Oh, we need a professional catcher back there.
I had to come out of retirement.
There you go.
That's funny. Okay, moving on, we have
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
I want to tell you that on May 10th, we're going to have the first annual Senior Resource Festival, which is going to be sponsored by the Senior Services of Will County. They came and wanted to know if they could use the room, and what they do basically is that we're going to set up tables around the perimeter of the room, and they're going to bring in different agencies that are resources to seniors and from all different things, and basically people will come in from 9 to 2, and they will have a speaker, and but otherwise they'll just come in and browse, and they will have some food, and so some beverages, and they even said lunch. I'm like, really, lunch? I was thinking maybe you're just going to do cookies, but hey, whatever you want to do. And they will all be on them. They're paying the way. All we're doing is supplying the room and the tables and the chairs. And
What agencies?
this is the Senior Service of Will County.
Oh, Senior Service.
Right, and they do a really good job, and we have donated to them also, so we are trying to come out here to, it's Barry Kowalski is the executive director, and they are trying to do things out here in Monee, in Eastern Will County. They did have a satellite office that they were trying to do it with the health department over here in the plaza, but for some reason it didn't work, and so they were looking for different places, and I don't know if they found it or not yet, but Barry is really working on trying to do outreach to the Eastern Will County area. And I thought it would be a good chance for us to do it, and then, so there'll be something in our newsletter on that too, so.
Do they understand the limitations and capacity?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she came in, I
Yes, she did.
met with her, they left from there, came in.
Director has been here, made a presentation.
Huh?
The director has been here.
Yeah, Barry, yes, right. And this Renee's a new lady, and she did come in, and she looked around, and, I told her she had capacity of a little over 100, that was it, and she didn't think that was gonna be a problem, and we, actually we have space, and then if she's like, with our long tables that we have, if she puts like even 2 vendors at a table, she's bringing in maybe 15, 18 vendors, so, Anyway, it's be something really interesting to have, and since the first annual, I guess it means we're going to have it every year, so. But I don't know if it'll be here at Monee Township, or it'll be just, in the Eastern Will County, we might use other places. That I didn't know about. Okay, next is old business, and last month we discussed windows and doors, and I really haven't done anything since then. Maurice, did you get that list? You said you thought you were going to bring me a list of energy efficient window vendors.
Well, I have a couple different contractors that I believe that could do the job for us, but I want to be kind of neutral, so I can't recommend and then vote on it. So I mean, you need to talk to him. Larry Bookmeyer, who's the guy, he lives right across the street. He's very talented. He's still around. I talked to him. It's been, and the fact he built the Mitsubishi place right here, he built the building right across there, and he just looked like an Egyptian. Did a lot of work with David, but he's a
You
good.
built the building, or you're doing just the windows?
Well, see, that's the windows. A general contractor, a carpenter per se usually install windows. You know, so-called, I mean, you had people that specialize in windows, but a general contractor or carpenter, like the person that'll build this building, will install the windows. So they know a lot about.
So he could do windows without being the man.
Because you're gonna need some carpentry work too when you install these windows. So that's why you have a good carpenter that builds.
Well, I tell you what, email me their names,
Okay.
addresses, and phone
Yeah.
numbers, and if it comes to the point that, and as I said, I just want people to come in and give me proposals.
Right.
And then if those proposals come to the board, we just abstain them, you know.
So let's say I can give you 3,
Mhm.
and you can get these proposals. I can have them come in or whatever, that's okay. And
Yeah, I'll come in and look and let them
Yeah,
make
let
their
them come in.
recommendations.
Come
I'm gonna
in.
tell them, you know, what I think is wrong, or we're gonna say, you know,
Sure.
the windows and
Sure.
of those 2 doors especially are a problem, and,
And then I would recommend an Anderson Windows, who boast on, they not only manufacture the windows, they also install them. So there's very few that kind of do. So, and they can kind of let you know what's going on.
You're talking about free estimates too.
oh yeah, no, I'm not paying for any estimates, that's what, people, that's what they're supposed to do, give us free proposals, so if they want a job, they
But
propose.
Larry was one that came in my mind. He's known, he's a good old timer that knows the business very well. Good,
And he'd
excellent
be
guy.
interested in coming in and looking at it?
Oh, I talked to him.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, well, as I said, if you get me information, I
Sure.
appreciate it, the vacancies on
Okay,
that.
yeah.
Okay. The next thing is our newsletter deadline is next week, February 21st, where the guy is picking up a newsletter to get it done for us on February 22nd, so that is a very firm deadline. Anybody has anything for it?
Yeah, I'm gonna
get
send
it
you
in?
something.
The email that I got today came from Will. So normally I send her my stuff by email. Will she be able to pick it up?
She will be back by
Well,
hopefully
you look at
next.
that too, that's the township, right?
Okay.
I don't know.
That's not the township?
Yeah, that is a township.
Yes, you got it.
So now.
I can look at it as long as I can download it and that, but the thing is that she should be back by Thursday when he's picking up, so then she will be able to do everything.
Monday
Now,
she
she
might
is
see.
in, yeah, she is
So
in
tomorrow,
tomorrow. Yeah, Monday we're not here because it's President's Day. But on the 21st, which is Wednesday, and
If she's not back by Thursday, you're gonna be reading the email.
yeah, well, she should be back by Thursday, and if he's not back by Thursday, then I may just ask Gary to pick it up Friday. You know, but right now, that's a firm deadline.
And that's looking to be put out.
Should you hopefully grab that first week of March, right? Because I've got in there polling places, things like that, you know.
Is this a polling place here?
No, there are 8 precincts, and 3 of the precincts were in UP, and there's a couple we're at the Village Hall. We've got them listed, I'll have to look at them, but they'll be in the next newsletter.
Next one.
So, find that. Okay, well then, that was my reminder. Project reports, anything going on with our youth committee? How's that going, Maurice? You kind of doing it by yourself?
Yeah, it's a challenge, you know, you go out to, I gotta get we've been averaging about 30, 40, 50 people. It's been a lot. We gave them a little Super Bowl party on Super Bowl, but it turned out pretty well. And I grabbed the kids and talked to them about the birds and bees and be good students. I gave a few, some little monetary value for their grades and all that. So, but it's going pretty hard. It is. It's just,
Have you been keeping track? I know it's been hard because you've been doing it by yourself with the numbers and all of that stuff that you can give it to Willa someday.
Yes, absolutely. I get all the numbers. I make sure that I get attendance and I get some papers, some liability,
Have you,
some disclaimers.
Monee Sports League might want to tell some of their members about it. You know, we have our family gym night at GSU in their pool complex. And the ages basically 5 to 17 is what we say. Children up to 18 or under 18 have to be accompanied by an adult, supposedly. And there's swimming and there's basketball, volleyball, what else is there? All right.
A lot of odds and end game,
Yeah,
racquetball.
games and things, and
little tutoring when I could.
Yeah, he's trying to do everything, but we are looking for volunteers, and volunteers do need to be vetted, and that's a simple project, but we pay the money to, you have $50 or so to have you go, have a simple vending job done, because people are working with children, and we don't want any problems that way. And it's on most Sunday nights from 5 to 9, and there are some Sundays like Easter Sunday and holidays that we're not around, but other than that, through May 6th. So that's something that you could maybe tell some of your team members.
Is there like something on the website that lists it all?
There is, I don't know if it's on the website, we do have it in every one of our newsletters. There's a newsletter up there that we give you to take back with you if you'd like, and that's information there on that. And I don't know what, she is it on the website? Did she put it?
I thought she did.
It might be on the website also.
Okay.
I mean, we probably have a blurb on there. I know we've got every committee listed on there. But we have a nice little article, and that's last week's newsletter, and they'll be probably putting a similar article in, unless you want to write something more personal, you can be willing to put in that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put something in.
My heart is with you, but I wish I could come back to you.
No, I know, James, everybody's
My little grandson will be born this week.
Maybe every other week.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know, this may not be relevant, but I'm gonna sneak it out there anyway. Creek Park District has partnership with the government state to pretty much control the swimming pool from Monday through Friday. Just a heads up. Since October of last year, I just found out last week. So Great Park District, partnership with government state, and they pretty much control the swimming pool all day from what I understand, from at least 9 to 5.
How do they do that? Because they've got all their students
I
there.
know.
I mean, we had a hard.
They should put that through their Facebook page.
Oh, really? You saw
Yeah,
something?
that's advertised.
Because we had such a hard time getting that
Yes,
Sunday
we just
nights
get the
because I was
Sunday.
like, pulling nails.
I'm like, wow. Because I was looking for swim lessons. I swim like a rock. And they said that they no longer do swim lessons in government state. You have to go through Creek. I was like, oh, this government state. And that's when I found out that. Yeah.
That's probably what you're trying.
I was trying to get some walking club at Monee High School, like they used to have this walking, just general walking in the morning, like in the dome or in the gyms. And they said we don't have that anymore, but Park District in the afternoon, from like 4 to 7 or 5 to 7 has walking, but then you have to pay them a little fee to come walk.
Wow.
The football field.
At the high school.
And then
Track around the football field.
No, we couldn't do it. I couldn't, and I had Park and Rec from University Park calling,
Wow.
and they were told that no.
So again, and if you want to use the facility there, you have to go through Creed. If you live in Monee University Park, you are considered out of district, so you have to pay additional funds, even though you.
Oh, no, we're paying taxes to GSU.
Yeah. So I don't know how that panned out.
Okay, anything on going green, Marie? Because we're just, anything going green other than we keep our normal articles in the paper where our recyclables are? That's what we're
Yes.
doing now. Okay.
Yes, and I'm still looking to see if my 9 to 5 job can do some partnership. I'm going green with getting some trees in University Park. I need to get a little bit more information on all the trees.
All the trees that fell off.
Oh, yeah, because I believe it was the Asian long arbutus.
Whatever it is, it's down my street. My tree is fine, but all the trees from my house up to Blackhawk,
Right,
gone.
it's terrible. I didn't realize.
It's like a
If
third
you-
world company.
Yeah, unless somebody pointed out to you, you probably won't notice. And once they point out to you all the dead trees in University Park,
That's all you
it's
see.
amazing. It looks like a bed now with some Agent Orange or something.
They've had to cut all
Yeah.
the trees back to just the trunk. And then, they've taken up all the branches because they were afraid they were gonna fall down on people.
Yeah.
And they were.
It was brought to my attention about, school kids out there waiting for buses and all of that, that they were putting themselves in harm's way.
Monee cut ours down. They put it from the trunk up.
Yeah, well, this is what they are trying to do, but right now, temporarily, they will eventually get all the trees in the ground, but right now, they're getting all the ancillary branches off. And it's just, my street looks like a war zone. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, he's supposed to.
Okay.
He's supposed to.
All right, let's go into trustee audit of accounts. I'm going to start it down here. This is for January 19th, 2018 to February 15th, 2018. The township spent a total of, from town funds, general assistance, road and bridge, equipment and building and bridge for this month of $110,616.12. I'll have you guys sign that. Back this way, and then to give the body. Is there a motion to approve the audit of accounts? Moved by Debbie. And a second.
How much you said total was coming?
Whatever on your packet.
16,000.
Yeah, $110,616.12.
Okay, I'll second.
And, all right, sign. Any discussion, questions?
No, I was just looking at the CD, certificate of deposit report.
Okay. Roll call vote then, please.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Burgess? Trustee Young?
Yes.
Supervisor Nevin?
Yes. Okay, any board comments?
Yeah, I got one announcement. Last month I reported that there was a substantial number of students identified as being out of district, frequently school district, as identified by the National Investigation Agency that some school board members have voted on. Not all of them, just some school board members, okay? On Saturday, March 10th, from 10 to 12:30, there's going to be a parent workshop at the University Park Library, where we're going to attempt to educate parents as to what their rights are when it comes to the National Investigation Agency. By this being a private detective agency that's out looking at children supposedly out of district, parents need to know how to engage them in conversation. So there's going to be a group of attorneys, pro bono attorneys, from civil rights organizations out of Chicago that's going to present this forum, that's going to help parents. There's no doubt in my mind that it will be helpful too. So that's going to be Saturday, March 10th, University Park Library from 10 to 12:30.
And I'm sorry, what time again?
10 o'clock to 12:30. Library opens at 10. So I'll be there. I'll make sure the library is open on time. And it's only going to last until 12:30. I would love to know how many people is interested in attending. If you want to RBSP, you just leave your name here at the township, that would be helpful. I said
no.
if. I said if.
No, do not.
I said if.
No, do not put the township, I'm sorry, Jane, we cannot have the township office, we don't have the personnel to do it, and the
Just receive the telephone.
no, and it's one thing, it's, we are not the school district, not gonna do it.
But there will be a way that you can RBSP. I'll let you know again. Well, this is February, so March 10th, it will be 2 weeks from now. So it will be helpful. It will be helpful.
What's the town, was a parent workshop for?
Yeah, parent information session.
It's not a workshop information?
No, it's just a parent information session from 10 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock, 12:30 in the afternoon.
Basically, 3 weeks.
Regarding,
The residency with the Community School District. Know your rights with the National Investigation Agency. Yeah.
Some new numbers came out. That's the only day. I think they said they had a total of about 2,900 students that they investigated. And they so-called had about 30 hits.
30 hits.
2,900.
So this is in addition to the 1,400?
Yeah, some new data, something came out.
Well, it's just a shame what it being done,
And that's the whole purpose behind this. I mean, I think that You know, I'm not opposed to residency because, you know, taxpayers end up paying for it. But I just think there's a better way of doing it. You know, you don't need a privately taken agency following behind students. These are minors. You know, you need to engage, when the parents are engaged at the time of registration, they have to provide justification as to why the kids enrolled. And it's at that point, parents should be engaged. And we do it in a non-intimidating manner. When you start hiring private detectives to get out there and sneak and peek, you know, I just think that there's something morally unjust about that. You know, taxpayers' dollars can be used a whole lot better. You know.
Okay, any other board comments? I have one that coming up, another thing coming up is April 10th is our annual town meeting, which is the chance for the members and our residents in our township to come in and talk to the board about anything they'd like to talk about, and then we basically give reports of what we've done and how we spent your money through the year. And that's called basically a grassroots meeting, and it's open to people. And there will be in our newsletter, there'll be a section in there as to what your rights and are during a town meeting. So if you get the newsletter, read that, so that'd be good. Okay, nothing else?
Those 1,400 that National Investigator initially identified, those were students within Monee Township.
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn? Okay, Debbie? Nobody else wants to leave?
Can you talk to 8 o'clock, please?
So Monee Township?
Yeah, exactly. When I was paid.
It's been moved and it's been seconded by James that we adjourn. Is there a roll call vote, please?